It is currently chaired by Democratic Maxine Waters for California. Elijah Cummings, U.S. Representative of Maryland. Y'all heard of him. Donald Trump and his cronies try to talk about his buildings, whatever, saying his buildings are falling down, it's dilapidated, blah, blah, blah. His district is the poorest district in the state of Maryland. But then they don't tell you the story of him applying for this, him applying for that, to get money into his district, and it's being denied. Yeah, it ain't tell y'all that story. He's chairman of the Oversight Committee. And let me tell y'all about the Oversight Committee. Where's my notes? Give me a second. I ain't playing with y'all today. The committee's broad jurisdiction and legislative authority make it one of the most influential and powerful panels in the House. Its chairman is one of only 3 in the House with the authority to issue subpoenas. Now, y'all already know what subpoena is. Y'all black. Y'all know what it is to be subpoenaed. He has the authority to subpoena anyone without a committee vote, meaning he don't have to go to 8 or 9 other people. He could do it on his own. He don't have to get caught up in any bureaucracy or consultation with the ranking member. Ranking member is meaning if there's more Democrats in the House than Republicans, then they'll get to chair all these committees. But then the Republicans, they have a ranking member. Now, you know, if he got to consult the ranking member, you know what kind of red tape he going to put him in. He going to be, nah, don't do it, this, that, and other. He had to go to the ranking member. He has to subpoena anybody. Anybody. That right there says enough right there. That says a mouthful. And last but not least is Richard Neal, U.S. Representative of Massachusetts. He's connected with Ted Kennedy and the Kennedy family. That's right. Y'all thought the Kennedy family was dead and assassinated. Well, he represents their interests. He's in charge of the House and Ways Committee. Now, let me tell you when I explain his duties. When I explain his duties, tell me if it don't affect you and your well-being. Now, some of y'all some Huxtables, y'all don't need it. Y'all gonna be Gucci no matter who's president, because y'all got it like that. But to us other folks who's relying on programs and taxations and implementations who we need to survive, is very important to us. He's in charge of the House and Ways Committee. Let me break down what the House and Ways Committee is. Then we're gonna move on. Then I'm gonna get to the intros. I'll introduce everybody. Now I'm gonna read chat on this. Then I'm gonna intro everybody, and then I'm gonna do the top 35 NFL players. The Committee on Ways and Means is the chief tax writing committee of the United States House of Representatives. Members of the Ways and Means Committee are not allowed to serve on any other House committee unless they are granted a waiver from their party's congressional leadership. The committee has jurisdiction over all taxations, tariffs, and other revenue-raising measures, as well as a number of other programs, including Social Security. How many of y'all got Social Security number? Right. All of y'all got Social Security number. How many of y'all ever applied for unemployment benefits? Right. 90% of y'all. Medicare. How many of y'all got grandparent or a parent on Medicare? The enforcement of child support laws. Come on now. How many of y'all are baby daddies? How many of y'all are baby mamas? So y'all might want to pay attention to what's going on in the house. So when y'all talk about child care services, this, that, and the other, they get their orders from the House and Ways Committee. So you don't want no clown messing with your child support. Temporary assistance for needy families in foster care and adoption programs. If you a young child and your mom and daddy get killed in a car accident and they both died and you without your parent, you go into foster care. You don't want no clowns running that agency if you don't got no family. Say a two-parent family from Africa moved to the United States. It's just that family. But the mom and daddy die automatically. Those kids go to foster care. If any of them was born in the United States, others might get deported. They might go to ICE. Let me say it one more time. The committee had jurisdiction over all taxation, IRS, terrorists. Terrorists meaning if they start messing with the steel agency. You know what I'm saying? The importation of steel. You know what steel is, right? It's building buildings. You know, some of your houses rely on steel. You know what I'm saying? The place where you work is made of steel. If you're a truck driver, if the steel industry go belly up, guess what? All those people hauling steel, guess what? They coming into your area. And other revenue raising measures. Any measure with revenue, as well as a number of other programs, including Social Security. Donald Trump trying to get rid of Social Security. Unemployment benefits. There's cap how long you can apply for unemployment benefits. They're saying you can't get unemployment benefits without looking for a job. I believe when I got fired from the post office, I believe I had maybe 12 weeks. I think it's down to 4 weeks. And you got to be looking for a job. And these clowns make it real hard for you to get your unemployment benefits. That's why the unemployment rate has dropped down, because they had dropped the rate, the length on how much you could be on unemployment. Medicare, the enforcement of child support laws, temporary assistance for needy families, and foster care and adoption programs. Needy family means if a hurricane come through your town and blow your town away, you without a house, you without a place to go to, you a needy family, an act of God. You a needy family. And so who you want in charge of the needy families program? Some clown in there or somebody with some sense? So give it up to the Fab Five in the 116th U.S. Congress. I lied. Well, coming up next, I'm going to do the intros. I'm going to read a little chat. I'm going to do the top 10 assistant coaches available for hire. Then I'm going to do the pro football top 35. We got less than an hour and a half. We got 81 minutes left in the show. Let me read some chat. Ain't that much chat. Angry Blackman said, I told you today is not the day for me to either the political parties in this country nor the folks placed in the presidency to give ninjas a totally false sense of security and hope. Another day for sure. Break down those funky bitches, the judge and the bailiff. Free agent rated for life, said George Bush, the daddy was the CIA man. Angry Blackman says, as a former history major, Jung was given a graduate level course on how this country operates at the highest levels. He is pulling the curtains back on their bullshit. Well done, sir. Appreciate that, man. Grill said, Jungle Brother, factual education. I appreciate it, man. Angry Blackman says, What has Adam Schiff said about Eric Garner, Brother Gene, Trayvon, question mark, question mark, question mark, environment, question mark, question mark. So he designated a bill to fix Flint's water, question mark, question mark, question mark. He is definitely in charge, but what has he done to help black people? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And that is a great question by Angry Black Man, because I got an answer for it. He came up with a bill to answer all those questions. The water in Flint, people's civil liberties and civil rights. They proposed a bill in the House that will help us. Guess what? It has to be approved in the Senate. Once it's approved in the Senate, it goes to the president, and he can either ratify that bill or veto that bill, or make changes to it. Then it goes back. Then it goes back to the Senate. Then it goes back to the House. You heard it on TV show Conjunction Junction. I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. That's where it's at. It's sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk. So they've done all of that, black man. Fox News, the TV you're watching, not giving you that information, sir. Ask Mitch McConnell why he's not voting on all those measures that have been proposed by Adam Schiff and the House. Free Agent Ready for Life said there's too much info to put in here, but I encourage you to look up the Senate Intelligence Committee report on Russia. It shows the ways that Russia actively targeted African Americans to suppress our vote. Came out yesterday. Some of the arguments I heard in 2016 were the things that Russia was found to have promoted. Hey, what's going on, Shaka? Hey, y'all give me a second. Oh, man. What's my roll call? Here we go. Give me a second. Shaka says, how can anyone seek forgiveness or redemption when you murder someone unjustly? Faith, in parentheses, got beliefs. Without works, is dead. Funky devil bitch, Amber doesn't need forgiveness or redemption. When you take a life in cold blood, unjustified murder, your life is not in danger, but your act is a murderous act. You had clear mind in accordance to senseless thoughts toward life of a human being. You need to die. Amber will pay for her actions, and forgiveness will not allow her in heaven. She will rot in hell. Her life now is hell, even with the ridiculous 10-year sentence she got. Griff says, I'm an independent. I lean left, but the Dems need to be just as gangster as Republicans are and have been. Dems tend to follow directions. Republicans just go for it, whether it's right or wrong. I want to clean up what Griff just said just a little bit. Democrats are going by the Constitution. Republicans are saying fuck the Constitution. Now, this is my words. It's not Griff, but this is my words. Griff just said it more diplomatic than I did. Free Agent Ready for Life, he says, Griff, Dems are trying to be statesmen. Republicans are trying to win at all costs. Angry Black Man, I told you he's going to be difficult on me. Here you go. He says, money for Puerto Rico. When are you going to talk about what any of these saltine congressional and butter biscuit ninja congressional folks are doing for black people?